Yeah, so good win at the weekend.
Yeah, any win's a good win. And I thought in large parts, particularly in the first half, we controlled the game very well. A little bit scrappier in the second half, things we can definitely improve on. But overall, I thought it was a solid performance.
And who are you crediting with that goal, given the deflection? What's the team saying?
I've been told today it's 100% Max Sanders' goal.
Okay.
I haven't spoke to Joe personally, but somebody else did say to me that it didn't touch him. So,
Okay.
I'd rather Max got it because it means we've got goal scoring midfielders. That's what they're in the team for. So, there we go.
Yeah. Okay. And a very brief return for Tom Hopper. What are your thoughts on him?
We're delighted to have Tom back. He's a club captain. He's a team captain. He's an excellent player. We're big fans of Tom Hopper on and off the park. So he's been through a really, really tough time. What he's had to endure. So just relieved that he's got over the problems that he's had, which were significant, and but I don't want to go into too much detail because some of it's some of it's out of football, if that makes sense. So he's in a great place, and just relieved and delighted for Tom more than anybody that he's back and available to play football, because he loves the game. And
it must be good to have your club captain back on the pitch.
Yeah, as I said, more so for Tom, what he's had to endure, and for the club as a whole. He's a big player for us. And when Tom was fit at the start of the season, Ben wasn't available, and when Ben was fit, Tom wasn't available. So we've been really light in that area, I would say, for the whole season, actually, Beth. But we've got away with it. So it's nice to have them both fit. We've got good players and we've got numbers in that area of the pitch, but we've just been unlucky that when one's been in, one's been out,
Yeah, absolutely. So looking forward as well as back, what did you learn at the weekend that you're now taking? You've got the same team twice in 4 days. What are you taking forward to tomorrow?
From my own perspective, I think there was a generalization that we've played really, really well against teams that people class as big teams, and people outside probably like, this is a game we really should be winning, but we don't view it like that. I thought the game on Saturday was as hard as Ipswich away. They just look different. And I spoke to several people on Friday who obviously were commenting on the Plymouth game and what it looked like. And I was like, look, every game's different. And it's going to be a really, really tough game. And on any given day, Morecambe can beat us, and on any given day we can beat them. I think two good sides. I thought they played really good football through periods. So yeah, I'm expecting as tough a game as any game we've had this year, if I'm being honest.
You could sort of expect going. I know you always say you take it one game at a time. You focus on the next game, not the last game. But with it being the same team, how much are you expecting it to be the same style of play?
I think style of play, yes. Tweaks to certain patterns of what, perhaps a build-up or a creating finalisation might look like, maybe different. They may have looked at us and thought, well, we think we can exploit this here. We thought that worked well or that worked well. So it's a bit like a boxing match, Beth. If you have a fight with somebody and you go back and fight them again, there's absolutely things you can take from them where you felt you could be stronger in one area, or you probably can tighten up in another area. And I think, again, I keep saying this, but I don't want to talk about what Derek wants to do and stuff like that, because he might do something completely different. But we'll just focus on ourselves. But I think it'll be a tough game. I don't think there'll be much in it.
And how much do you expect the fact you won on Saturday to actually impact it? Do you think people will be going in thinking Morecambe are the underdogs?
This is just completely hypothetical. I don't care what people think. I can only control the controllables, and we're not. We're very balanced. I keep saying this. We'll go into the game expecting or believing we can win the game, like we did at Ipswich away, and Plymouth and Sheffield Wednesday at home, and we didn't win those games at home. We've been to every game believing we can win it. But we also go into each game knowing the difficulty of trying to win. The hardest thing in football is trying to win a game of football. You ask anybody in football, I'll tell you that. So, as I said, I think it'll be a tight game. I don't think there'll be much in it. I do think the two good sides. I don't get sucked into what the league looks like, even though it's a cup game. I was very impressed with Morecambe on Saturday in how they moved the ball and played football.
Yeah, there is a bit of would you consider it added pressure with Saturday's game having ended the way it did going into Tuesday's game?
No, not whatsoever. No.
Okay, and looking at the league table, I know you said you don't want to, but obviously this is a League Cup trophy game, so you can look away from the league for a little bit. But you must be pleased with the fact that something like of the teams above 6 used to be in the Premier League, and it must feel good to be up there so far this season.
Yeah, look, we're really happy with where we are. We're not getting carried away. I think we've had a very, very solid start to the season as a whole, and we're pleased with that. There's going to be peaks and troughs. I've regularly said we're going to lose plenty of games of football. Thankfully, we haven't lost that many, but we will. But we'll also win games of football. But I think all we're focusing on is keeping our feet on the ground, remain balanced, not getting carried away, which nobody does here. And basically, me personally, it's just one game at a time.
And I think I know what you're going to say here, but if you had to win either the league against Morecambe or the league trophy against Morecambe, which would you pick?
I want to win every game, Beth. You're right. You did know the answer before it came.